you can see just a very minimal UI here. You would say, what is quantum physics? One more time with a typo on purpose. So what will happen is that Supervisor is getting our query. It's going to communicate with the query refiner to fix the typo and also make it better for search engines. Then it's going to call DuckDuckGo, get all the results, summarize the response, and show it to us. So yeah, here you can see it did all of this process in a multi-agent architecture. All these agents communicated with each other to create this AI researcher. And now we have a very nice response here. Hey everyone, Nariman here, welcome to my channel. So today I want to show you how you can make a multi-agent system. If you have watched my previous videos, you learned how you can create different AI agents for different purposes. But in every single one of them, there was only one AI agent. It had its own system prompt, it had its own set of tools, and it was answering users' questions. And then it was working, it was getting input from the user, generating output based on the user's needs, but there was always one AI agent. So now we want to go a little bit further. We want to experiment with multi-agent systems. In multi-agent systems, as the name suggests, there are more than one AI agent, and each of them have their own system prompt, their own set of tools, and then they are collaborating with each other. And there is a key term here, which is called handoff. So when an agent finds the need to call other agent, it just calls the other agent and then waits for the response. And these handoffs can happen many times until the user's output is ready. And if you are wondering why we should use multi-agent systems, it's because when agents are concentrated on a specific task, they can give better output. So when you have a single AI agent and it has like a set of 10 tools and just a huge, very generic prompt, there is a chance that you are not getting the best answer out of it. But then if you divide it into different smaller agents with more specific tasks and tools, and then they can collaborate with each other, there is a higher chance to get a good result. So there are many architectures for multi-agent systems, but today we are going to focus on the supervised multi-agent architecture. So in the supervised architecture, there is a supervisor agent which is in charge of communicating with the user. It can get input from the user, and then it should also show the output to the user. And in between, it should also decide which other agent can collaborate to generate the desired output. So it will do all the handoffs. If you need to search the web and you have an AI agent for that, it would call that AI agent with the specified query and then waits for the result. So you have one supervisor which is in charge of all of these tasks, and then you have smaller AI agents that are focused on specific tasks, like searching the web, doing math operations, interacting with web browser, anything that you can do with AI agents tools. So now with knowing all of these, let's consider that we want to create an AI researcher, something like Perplexity AI or ChatGPT's Deep Research, using supervised multi-agent architecture. For this, I'm going to use LangChain and more specifically LangGraph. And as we are going with the supervisor version, I'm going to use LangGraph supervisor. And then I'm going to use a Streamlit to create a very simple UI for our application. And of course, since we are making a researcher, we need to search the web and then get the results. I'm going to use DuckDuckGo search, which uses the famous DuckDuckGo search engine. You can use also Tavili, which is more LLM friendly, but I decided to just go with DuckDuckGo here, as it doesn't need any API key or anything. To install all of these dependencies, we need to go to the terminal and then notice that I'm already in the projects directory. I'm gonna say pip install -r, and then my requirements.txt file. I'm gonna hit enter, and as you can see, it will install all of these dependencies for you. And you also need to install Ollama, as we are gonna use local LLM models. And then we should pull the model that we want to use. I'm gonna use Qwen 3, the 8B version. So I need to pull that. Of course, I already did that before. I don't need to run this command. Then let's remove this and go back to the code. I already just put some prompts here. We are gonna have 3 different agents for our AI researcher. The first one is gonna be a query refiner, which is in charge of fixing typos and also make the user query more search engine friendly, so it can get better results out of it. And then of course we have the research agent that is going to use this prompt. All it needs to do is get the query from the supervisor, do the search using DuckDuckGo, get the results, and then also summarize the whole results into, let's say, a paragraph, and then give it back to the supervisor. So this is our research agent's prompt. And then of course we have our supervisor, which is gonna do all the handoffs and then collaborating with the user. So in this prompt, we are saying that you need to manage a workflow between the query refiner and research agents. And then we are introducing all the agents to it. Like you can use the query refiner to correct typos, also enhance the query for better search relevance. And of course, you can use the research agent to get all the information from the web. And then you need to respond only with the final response that you get from the research agent. So these are my prompts. And of course, my model is gonna be Qwen 3 8B version. And with these, we can go ahead and define our 3 agents. These 2 needs to be just LangGraph's React agent. LangGraph already has a pre-built method to create React agents. That is very handy. Let's use that. The model, of course, is what we defined above. Here we said that it needs to be Qwen 3. For the refine agent, we don't need any tools. It's just a simple LLM call. We are gonna ask the LLM, give me a better query. So I'm gonna leave that empty. The prompt is gonna be, of course, what we defined above, this query refiner prompt. And then you can also give it a name. Let's just call it query refiner agent. And also let's call the variable query refiner agents. So not that hard, huh? It's like just calling a function, saying what you want as a model, what you want as a tool, and what is your system prompt. And that's it. You have an agent. For the second one, which is our researcher agent, things are a little bit different. So the model would be the same, but we need the DuckDuckGo tool. So I'm gonna go ahead and import, from the LangChain community, the DuckDuckGo search. And I'm gonna go with the DuckDuckGo search run. The search results has some more information like what is the URL, but here I'm more interested in only the text of the search results. So I'm gonna go ahead with this tool. Then very simple, I'm just gonna create one. So I'm gonna create an instance of this tool. And then of course, the prompt would be the research prompt. And this agent should also be named something like research agent. I'm gonna call it also as a variable. So these two were LangGraph's React agents, but the supervisor agent needs to be defined of type of supervisor agent. So from LangGraph supervisor, I'm gonna import the create supervisor method, and I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this to create our supervisor. The model is the same again, so let me just give the model here. And then there is one difference here. There is no more tools. Supervisor only accepts agents here. So let's say agents, and then our query refiner agent, and then also research agent. And of course we need a prompt. We already defined it here, supervisor prompt, and that's it. I'm gonna also call this supervisor underline agent. Now if I compile my supervisor agent, I'm gonna have an app, which is basically my AI researcher, and I can interact with it. So before even creating the UI, let me show you an example of the interactions between these agents. Let me use app.invoke. Then I think there should be a dictionary here with the key messages. Then you can define a list of all these messages. And then yeah, the role user, let's get what Copilot is suggesting, but then I will change our query. So I'm gonna ask a question from our application. Maybe physics. And I'm doing a typo here on purpose. I wanna see how our query refiner is gonna fix this for us. So here, instead of O, there should be a U. And this is our result when I invoke it. And then there is a very nice way to show you this. Let me go a little bit down so you can see better. For message in result messages, not these, I don't need this. I'm gonna print every message with a pretty print method like this, and then one print also to just differentiate between them. So this pretty print of each message, it will give you a very nice log to see how these AI agents are collaborating with each other. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this. It's gonna take a while. So what will happen is that it's gonna take my question, the supervisor agent is gonna take this question, and then it's gonna collaborating with the two other agents to generate my results. And then all of these messages are gonna be recorded in this result. And then we can see how they collaborated with each other to generate my response. Okay, the result is ready. Let's go up and see what happened. The supervisor is thinking, and its decision is I need to transfer this to query refiner agent. Then the transfer to query refiner agent would happen. And then query refiner agent is gonna fix my typo, converting the O to U and transferring it back to supervisor. Then the supervisor would say, okay, I have the query that I wanted. Now I need to transfer it to the research agent. So you can see that there is transfer to research agent. Of course, the research agent is gonna get the result and then also summarize it into a single paragraph. And this is what you have as an answer. It will go back to the supervisor and Supervisor would say, okay, I'm ready. This is your response. You can see that everything went as planned and it looks amazing. It's very powerful. Now that we have all of this, let's just create a very simple UI using a Streamlit. I'm gonna go and say import Streamlit as st, and then here I'm gonna say there will be a text input. I'm gonna ask, please enter your search query. I don't need these, and this will be my query. And if there was a query, I'm gonna pass it here as content. This will be my query. And when I get the result, I don't need to show all of it. I just need to go through result in the messages and then get the last one. So I'm gonna go ahead and call -1 here and then content. So this will be my response, or maybe, I don't know, let's call it research result. This is gonna be my main result, the last message from the supervisor. But as you can see, it has a think tag here, which looks a little bit ugly because it's just recording all its thought process inside this think tag. So it's better to clean that up in the UI. So I have a clean text method here. It's not that crazy. It's just a regular expression that says everything between this think tag. We should just replace it with nothing. So we are basically removing the think tag and then return the clean text. So I'm going to use that method here to get that result. All I need to do now is just call the markdown method, because usually LLM models respond with markdown, so it's better to capture them as well in the UI and just show it to the user. You can get rid of this, but I like to keep it, have it as some kind of logs. It makes debugging much easier because then you know what is going wrong, which agent is giving you bad response. So I will keep this, and that's it. We can go ahead and see if it's gonna work or not. So let's go to the terminal again. I'm gonna say Streamlit run and then our Python file. We would run it and then it will be opening up in our browser. Let's go here. Yeah, you can see just a very minimal UI here. You would say, what is quantum physics? One more time with a typo on purpose. So what will happen is that supervisor is getting our query. It's going to communicate with the query refiner to fix the typo and also make it better for search engines. Then it's going to call DuckDuckGo, get all the results, summarize the response and show it to us. So yeah, here you can see it did all of this process in a multi-agent architecture. All these agents communicated with each other to create this AI researcher. And now we have a very nice response here. So yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like it and also subscribe me for more content like this. See you around.